Or say hello to Chef Robert Saliza from City Dock Restaurant. Good morning and welcome back.
Thank you.
We are making a little something for everyone, and I think we're starting with dessert, right?
Yes, because it takes a little bit longer to cook.
Okay.
What I've got going here right now is the hot fudge that I'm going to make that you're going to put on the cheesecake, you know, just in case you want to gain an extra pound. It's here. When you do this, use a double.
Okay, but it's
use a double boiler and never have the water hit the bottom, because you want to have a gap between it so it causes steam.
Oh, okay.
And then steam will melt this. If the water hits it, it's going to burn the chocolate.
Oh, we don't want to have that.
You don't want to do that.
This is going for a rolling boil right now.
Yes, and it's on simmer, it's on low, and it'll take its time. By the time the show's over, it'll be ready. I just take my time with it. I've already put in 3 pounds of Philadelphia brand cream cheese in here. That's usually the size of the cake.
Okay.
If you go to the store now, Philadelphia brand has changed their package, and now they have whipped cream cheese. Don't use that. Get the blocks, because the whipped cream cheese is a lot lighter, and your cheesecake will never rise because it's fluffy and it just stays down in the pan.
So, why do they sell that?
Well, sometimes people put it on bagels and stuff. It's easier to spread than buying the block.
Okay.
That's why they do that. So I've got it started. When you're putting the eggs in, the ingredients are 5 eggs, ricotta cheese, pure extract vanilla, chocolate chips, a little bit of flour, and a 1.5 cups of sugar. Whenever you put eggs in, break them to a bowl so you can see what they're like. You might drop a shell in there, or there might be some blood from the chicken egg or something. So you want to make sure everything is fresh when you put them in.
You don't want any surprises.
No surprises. And in chef talk, I'm incorporating the egg rather than dumping it in the pan. I'm incorporating. So
which means you're doing it slowly.
I'm doing it slowly.
Instead of dumping it all at once.
I don't want to do that. See, so we get that going on the slow speed, get it mixed up and get it going.
Okay.
Then I'll go ahead and I'll put the vanilla in. It's usually 1.5 teaspoons of vanilla. The sugar is 1.5 cups.
Okay. So definitely, if you're trying to watch weight,
don't eat cheesecake.
That's just the way it is. I mean, if you're going to make cheesecake. And that's what you're saying.
Yeah, and then let that mix and get together like it's supposed to. Then, of course, slow your mixer down. Now you're going to put your ricotta cheese in. Usually a pint container. A little bit, that should just be enough to make it nice and fluffy for you and to get the Italian flavor that you're looking for.
That's what I was getting at. Is this a family recipe then?
Yes. Yes. Everything except water. It's a family recipe.
That's not much, right?
And the dessert that I'm making now, this is the dessert that's going to be on the Thanksgiving Day buffet that we're having. So if you haven't made your reservation, you might want to go ahead and do it because we're filling up real soon.
How busy do you get for the holidays?
300 to 400, maybe 500 people.
So what does your day start out like when you're cooking something as big as Thanksgiving for the restaurant?
Well, we start at 4 o'clock in the morning, cooking all the turkeys and getting that ready, and then, of course, everything else, as the staff come in, they each have a job, and then we get it all done and ready to go by 1 o'clock.
Unbelievable. What was that?
This is flour. Okay. Now, when I do the chocolate chips, you got to flour them before you put them into this here. That's going to be the fudge on top.
You know, I went to this big bowl of chocolate chips. Yeah. So you've got 2, it's like a double chocolate chip.
Yes. I call that the hot fudge that we put over the top. And you want to whip this up real nice, and then put flour in this. And the reason why you do that, if you don't, it's going to sink right to the bottom in the cake. It won't be throughout the cake. It'll all sink.
That's interesting.
It is.
Really?
Whenever you put anything, walnuts, anything into a cake, always flour it first, and that'll keep it equal portions throughout the entire cake.
Another great tip from Chef Robert. You are going to put that in there, and then just after it's mixed, it goes in here.
With a water bath like we discussed before. Okay. There's water in the pan. That'll go in there, and what that does is create an equal cooking temperature throughout the cheesecake.
That's right.
Remember?
Yes, I remember.
Okay.
And if not, you can always look at thehandyroadshow.com. That's critical. That's what we do. Our cooking lessons for when you're at home.
That's it. Yeah.
All right, we're going to wrap this up, and in the next segment, we're going to work on the healthy part of our meal. The chunky chicken salad.
Yes.
Good stuff. Thank you, Chef Robert. It is time for the healthy portion of our meal with Executive Master Chef of City Dock Restaurant, Robert Saliza. We're making our Waldorf chicken salad.
Well, we call it a chunky chicken salad.
Chunky chicken salad.
Because the chicken is in chunks. So that's how we made it. Now, I know what you're going to say. You're going to say, well, Thanksgiving's coming. Could it be turkey? Yes, it can. But the menu won't say that. It'll say chicken. So it's up to you. When you get your apples, look in the store. You're going to see the nice shiny. This one I washed. This one I didn't. So all the apples and most of your fruit is sprayed. In the stores, they have a spray bottle, what's called vegetable soap. or you can use just about a little dab of bleach and water and just wash everything off. But please do that to get all that's off. What I've done now is I've cubed some apples.
With the skin on, of course.
With the skin on for the color. Put in some walnuts, and I'll put in some grapes.
What do you love about this salad?
It's healthy, and it's got a lot of color, and people enjoy it. They really enjoy it.
And like you said, when you've got family, friends coming over the next couple of weeks, couple months, it's a good one to give.
It's a good one to give. I'm going to go ahead and make the sauce separately because you got to mix it in with the salad so you don't have too much. So that was regular mayonnaise. Then I'm going to put in a little bit of pure honey. Not a lot, just a little bit. A little bit of cinnamon. You don't want to overpower it. And then we're going to go ahead and mix that up.
Okay.
I talked to my uncle last night in Italy, and I told him, I said, last time I saw you, you had gray hair. You getting old? He says, no. I said, well, how do you know when you're old? He says, two things. One, will you forget what time the local pizzeria closes?
Oh,
That's a sign of getting old.
Right.
And second, when you get into an elevator and they're playing your favorite song, you know you're getting old. So.
You're like, okay, thanks, Uncle.
Okay. Now I'm going to go ahead and put that in.
Okay.
And then you'll blend that together.
Okay.
Of course, I've got gloves on, but that's what you want to do.
That's the best way to coat everything
coat
properly,
everything.
Right? Very good. Now, while you're doing that, you already did the cheesecake.
Yes.
At the end of last segment. You mixed everything up and put it here in the bath that you were talking to us about. So what you told us earlier is you put some water here, and you want to keep everything on kind of the same temperature.
Yeah, that's why we put the water in it, so it'll start to boil the water, and that'll keep the same heat top and bottom and in the middle.
So then that goes in the oven?
Goes in the oven for 350 for 1 hour, and it's ready to go. Now this is ready. I'll go ahead and put the chicken in.
Right.
As I said, you can use turkey if you want, but
then it wouldn't be a chunky chicken salad,
It wouldn't be a
would
chunky chicken, and I've never seen a chunky turkey, so...
So basically what you're saying is keep it chicken, and all will be well.
Why would you want to mess with my menu? But it's okay. It's okay. I understand. Back to the butter and margarine again, right?
You know, why work with perfection, or why try and change it? All right, this is wrapping up.
Yes.
That is going to be cooked. We're going to put everything up in the next segment and talk with Josh about some perfect wine selections coming up in our next segment.
Thank you.
Carrie? We are back in the kitchen finishing up our wonderful cheesecake, our chunky chicken salad with Chef Robert Saliza and Josh Ha, the food and beverage director at City Dock Restaurant and Sommelier. Yeah. We're talking about some wine pairings with our meal, our salad and our sweet dessert.
We are. I picked today actually my two favorite countries. One of them is New Zealand. Okay, so I picked the oyster-based Sauvignon Blanc. Very light, crisp, great fruit forwardness, awesome aromas.
Right.
And it just goes so well with the chunky chicken salad. It cuts through the mayo.
And I mean, the Sauvignon is very hearty. It's a hearty wine, right?
Yeah, it's medium bodied.
Okay.
It's medium bodied. It goes very well with it, and it's from Marlborough, which is the southern tip of the North Island. Such a beautiful area. Goes so well with the seafoods that in that region. And if you ever have a chance to go. I went there once with my wife. She does Hawaiian dancing. She did a tournament there.
How fun!
And it was a beautiful experience. Such a great country. And then for the cheesecake, the chocolate chip cheesecake, I picked something from Portugal.
Okay.
We also had the experience to visit also.
You're the world traveler, Josh. Wow.
Like I said, my two favorite countries, Porto, which is on the west coast of Portugal, right up on the northern section. And they derive, I picked the Graham 6 grapes, and they call it that because they use 6 different grapes in the port.
Amazing.
And they pull it from Douro region, from the Douro River, actually west of Porto, and they bring the grapes down the river, and they make it in the port houses right in Porto. So,
Josh, very good.
Yeah.
Thank you very much.
Sure.
And Chef Robert,
Yes.
this is another amazing production, I got to tell you. And we were looking here earlier at the slices of cheesecake here that are finished, and all the chocolates are kind of evenly distributed throughout
That's
the
because we
cake.
floured it. And then I'll go ahead and put an extra 10 pounds on what you're going to eat now.
I'm going to go need to run 5 miles after I have this, and you know that. How long is that in the oven, by the way?
1 hour and 350.
Okay.
And then now our chunky chicken salad is all prepared, and what we do is we try to garnish it with fruit.
Okay.
And then you just go ahead and get an ice cream scoop and just put it in the center, depending on how much people like to eat. Then we go ahead and we hit it with a few more walnuts on top.
What a great presentation. I mean, really, because, you know, you eat with your eyes, and, I mean, people really will enjoy digging into that. That's
And then
for
the
sure.
toast points, just for in case somebody wants to have bread with their salad.
Very
There
good.
it is. Isn't that nice?
A wonderful meal,
Yep,
lunch,
uh-huh.
and dessert. We'll be trying it in just a bit. Guys,
Great.
thank you very
Cheers.
much.